So the last topic today is the most specific and the most practical. We'll be talking about the data collection processes. To start with, I would like to show you how the application for EURAXESS Service data collection works. If you are a EURAXESS member, you can ask to create a user account and start using it. If you are not, you can use this presentation to conceptualize your own requirements for building a similar app for your organization. Remember, when starting from scratch, build on the existing experience rather than brainstorming from the very beginning. You can see the screenshot of the form for data collection on the right side for data entry. And you can see exactly what kind of data is collected for every service. The first thing, to whom the service is provided. There are a list of customer types. You have seen this list previously at the beginning of this online course. Then, which topics are covered? If you remember, one service is a service to one researcher, but it may be on multiple topics. So this is why we have one form with different categories and one target group. And how the service is provided. Remember, signposting, short inquiry, personal assistance. And finally, some notes. You can temporarily save it as a draft, then continue to process it if you have this, let's say, a long process of personalized assistance. As you can see, it's a very simple form. And the only thing that's mandatory here is the list of topics covered. At the time when we discussed about this app, the first top requirement was that it has to be as simple as possible, even at the cost of not collecting something. You know, sometimes it's better to have more incomplete data than to have less complete data. This was the approach we've taken. So this decision is also something important to be considered by you when you make a decision on data structures and processes you're going to implement. It's always a matter of compromise. If your form is very complicated, then you will put yourself in a risk not to have all data. Because people will tend to skip data entry because they don't have time or they just don't feel like entering it as they consider it difficult. They could start adding data in forms and they just drop out and say, okay, I will register the next service. This more partial data versus less full data compromise is something that needs to be very strongly remembered and taken into account. Besides the data structure presented in the previous slide, you can also put some custom fields. You know, lots of people are using this application. There are some national requirements. There are some organizational specific requirements. So far, those custom fields have been requested and used by different organizations. The custom fields that have been created by them are different. Researchers' career stage descriptors are 1 to R4. Gender, country of origin, destination country, nationality, type of funding are some examples. See here the full list. Even the research field is sometimes requested and registered. The list of custom fields is something to also remember because this is also experience-based. This list is built by your colleagues, by your peers. This is what they say they need. So there is a high probability that there could be something also interesting for you. And it's obvious how you can use this information and how you can use this data.